If you're looking at the Pimax Crystal Light and thinking it's the next big thing in VR, hold on for a second. I'm about to reveal why this headset, priced at a hefty $1,053, might not be the dream upgrade you're hoping for, even though it promises jaw-dropping visuals and cutting-edge tech. But here's what surprised me. Despite the mind-blowing 2880 x 2880 per eye resolution and a QLED screen that supports HDR and local dimming, the actual user experience left me questioning if it's worth your hard-earned cash. That ultra-high spec sheet looks great on paper, however, the reality, not so crystal clear. So why should you care about this review? If you're a VR enthusiast itching for the sharpest visuals or a Steam VR user wanting seamless compatibility with your Valve Index controllers, this could be your next purchase, or your next regret. Stay with me because in the next few minutes, I'll break down exactly where the Pimax Crystal Light shines and where it stumbles hard. And trust me, it's not just about the specs. Imagine a headset that promises unbeatable clarity but then comes with tracking quirks and comfort issues that could ruin your immersion. Sound intriguing? Let's dig deeper. First, hitting the highlights. The Pimax Crystal Light offers some truly impressive tech specs. Each eye gets a staggering 2880 by 2880 resolution, bringing a total of roughly 16.6 million pixels. For comparison, many popular headsets struggle to deliver even half that clarity. It uses a QLED display rather than the more common OLED or LCD, which means you're getting deeper blacks, brighter HDR highlights, and richer colors overall. The local dimming powers up contrast, promising a vivid visual experience that should make games and simulations pop out in a way that's almost lifelike. Plus, the glass aspheric lenses are designed to reduce distortion and give edge-to-edge sharpness. If you're chasing visual fidelity, this is one of the most advanced displays out there. But here's the catch: no matter how crisp your screen is, VR isn't just about pixels. Despite the futuristic lens tech and ultra-low latency support up to 120 Hz, many users report tracking issues with the inside-out camera system. Inside-out tracking means the headset tracks your position using its own cameras, so there's no need for external base stations. Sounds great in theory, right? However, the Pimax Crystal Light struggles in larger or cluttered play areas, causing jittery or lost tracking that can yank you out of immersion faster than you can say, "game over." It's ironic. The same technology that should give you hassle-free setup ends up feeling like a half-baked compromise if precision is what you want. Let's pause for a quick story moment. Imagine gearing up, pumped for a VR session, only to spend more time fiddling with your tracking than actually playing your game. It's like buying an expensive sports car only to find out the steering wheel wobbles unpredictably at high speeds. Frustrating, right? And that's one of the biggest practical problems I found with this headset: great visuals overshadowed by unreliable tracking. Now, if you're someone who values immersive, lag-free movement and hates interruptions, this is a major red flag. But wait, there's more complexity here. The headset's weight clocks in at about 815 grams, or 28 ounces, which is on the heavier side for a VR device. While Pimax claims ergonomic design for extended wear, many report fatigue creeping in after just an hour or two during gameplay. Comfort is king in VR since you want to get lost in virtual worlds, not distracted by pressure points or heaviness on your face. Therefore, if long sessions are on your agenda, you might want to reconsider after hearing about this. Of course, no headset is perfect, but when you're paying over $1,000, you'd expect better balance between performance and comfort. All right, let me crack a joke here. Why did the VR headset break up with the gamer? Because it felt they weren't tracking their relationship properly. Okay, not my best, but hey, it's a reminder that tracking issues in VR aren't just annoying. They can ruin the entire experience. Now, for those wondering about software compatibility, Pimax Crystal Light plays nicely with Steam VR, meaning you can use your Valve Index Knuckles controllers or HTC Vive setups without too much fuss. That's a big plus if you've already invested in the Steam VR ecosystem. The headset supports foveated rendering too, specifically fixed foveated rendering 2.0, which intelligently reduces rendering workload by focusing detail only where you're looking and less so on peripheral vision. This tech should help wring out better performance, especially in demanding VR titles. But in practice, the gains seem marginal unless you own a powerful PC to handle such visuals. Now here's an open question. With all this premium hardware, why does the Pimax Crystal Light maintain a so-so 3.2-star rating on Amazon? Well, it comes down to a few trade-offs and real-world use cases. For one, setting up the headset isn't plug-and-play for everyone. Many users report a steep learning curve to calibrate tracking, optimize visual settings, and overcome bugs with firmware updates that sometimes fix issues but introduce new ones. If you're the type who likes instant gratification, this might be frustrating. It's a high-maintenance gadget. You'll need patience, tech savviness, and willingness to tinker. And that brings me to another story about a friend who bought the Pimax Crystal Light. He was initially wowed by the pixel density, but ended up returning it after a couple of weeks. Why? Because the inside-out cameras couldn't handle his dynamic tracking space. The headset kept losing position when he turned too fast or moved close to certain furniture. The vivid colors and sharp edges were just not enough to keep him entertained. It's a harsh reality check, exposing how even the most advanced hardware can fall short if the basics aren't nailed down. Before we deep dive into some solutions and alternatives, a quick second joke. How many VR headset users does it take to change a light bulb? None. They just simulate the light bulb and call it a day. Okay, VR humor might need some work, but remember, we're here to point out what to expect when dropping $1053 on the Pimax Crystal Light. No sugarcoating. So who exactly is the Pimax Crystal Light for? If you're a committed VR enthusiast, a developer, or someone obsessed with graphical fidelity and willing to endure setup headaches, you might find something to love here. It offers the best-in-class visual specs for clarity and color depth, a delight to behold if you have a monster rig and love tweaking settings. Also, if you prefer inside-out tracking because you don't want to bother with extra sensors or base stations cluttering your play space, this headset answers that call with some caveats. But if you're a casual gamer looking for hassle-free, comfy VR with smooth tracking out of the box, your money might be better spent elsewhere. Now, let's talk about what Pimax has done right despite the issues. The screen is truly stunning, with the QLED display delivering bright, vivid colors and HDR support that can make VR worlds look incredibly lifelike. Edge-to-edge clarity from the glass aspheric lenses means you won't get the blurring or distortion that plagues cheaper headsets. The headset can run up to 120 Hz refresh rate, ensuring smooth motion when the hardware cooperates. This spec set is a dream for those hungry for the sharpest image possible. If visuals are your top priority and you enjoy tinkering with your gear until it works well, this headset brings a lot to the table. At the same time, Pimax put effort into making the device comfortable enough for longer sessions, even if it's not quite hitting the wear-all-day mark for everyone. At 815 grams, it's heavier than some competitors, but the ergonomic design is better than some earlier generations. Pair that with foveated rendering that reduces the GPU load, and you have a feature set strong enough to appeal to tech-savvy users who understand the trade-offs. Still, addressing the elephant in the room, the 3.2 rating reflects real user frustrations with tracking, setup, and comfort. Many buyers report the need for firmware updates or workarounds to get a stable experience. Plus, at the $1,000 plus price point, that's a lot to ask for patience and troubleshooting. The value proposition gets murky fast when you compare to other headsets offering more stable, easier-to-use tracking, and similar or slightly lower resolution for less money. Let me hit you with another joke before wrapping up. What's a VR headset's favorite exercise? Jumping to conclusions. In short, don't jump to buy without hearing all sides first. But seriously, understanding the full user experience here is crucial. So, what's the final verdict on the Pimax Crystal Light? It's a niche product that excels at delivering spectacular visuals than most headsets on the market today. For hardcore VR enthusiasts, developers, or anyone wanting to push graphical fidelity to the limits, it's worth considering, especially if you love customizing and debugging your gear. But the inconsistent inside-out tracking, heavier design, and complicated setup mean it's not for everyone, especially casual users looking for seamless out-of-the-box performance. If you want the best price and want to see if this headset fits your VR ambitions, check the Amazon link in the description below. Prices tend to fluctuate, so act fast if you decide to take the plunge. Remember, with VR tech, the glimmer of the next headset may always be just around the corner, but if you want to experience bleeding-edge visuals now, this is one of the few that delivers that promise, albeit with some compromises. In conclusion, don't buy the Pimax Crystal Light blindly. Know what you're getting into. Great screen, but some real tracking and comfort challenges. However, if you can handle the quirks, you'll enjoy an impressively sharp, vivid, and colorful VR experience that's hard to beat for the price when it's running right. For fans of visual clarity and customization, this headset shines bright. Just be ready to weather a few bumps on the road to immersive VR gaming. Thanks for watching, and if you found this review helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more honest tech breakdowns. Remember, the Amazon link below is your gateway to the best price on the Pimax Crystal Light, but prices move fast, so don't sleep on it. Happy VR adventures!